Retro man, you doing up this late?
What?
Are you DJing shit coins too, Retro?
Guys, y'all, you
Either way, we're
kids.
glad to have you in the space.
Yeah. So if everybody could retweet as usual, not that I have to tell folks that. I got us a track to play here, and we can all reconvene back here in just a couple of moments.
Wasting my breath till I'm pronounced dead at the scene. You might be sad, but I tasted heaven. I tasted heaven. It was so good, better than it should be. It was so good, it felt like eternity. It was so good, better than it should be. It was so good, it felt like eternity.
You sound like a big choo-choo train.
I certainly hope there's enough space on the train for me.
Someday I'm getting on that train.
If I were you, I would think about climbing on board.
WX8BK, this is the Night Train. You didn't hear the conductor say it, but it is time to climb on board. Find yourself a really nice place that's cozy for you, where you feel comfortable, and we will get this show on the road. Don't worry about purchasing a ticket as usual, because we do have this ride on us. My name is Bits, and our opening track tonight was Wax Wayne, a track called Wasted, and that was recommended to us by a wonderful friend of the show, Malicious Sheep. So we played that one for you tonight. Normally, I would pin it up to the top, and I would have it up there for us. But unfortunately, my one phone is sitting in a stand shooting video, and I can't access it. So I'll put it up a little bit later. Just keep an eye out for it, and we'll make it happening. Hosting with me tonight, as always, is the man who's always making a difference in Little League Baseball, Mr. One Wheel Willie. How you doing tonight, Willie? Did we lose Willie? Is Willie gone? Uh-oh. No Willie. Can y'all hear me? You got some thumbs ups out there? Are we happening? I don't know. I know I can see my little thing working down there, the little lines. I heard some bleeps when people came in. I don't know. Do we have Houston? Do we have a problem? Willie's there. Oh, Willie had to drop out. He's going to put back up again. Okay. All right. A little confusion there. That's all right. We'll continue on. We'll continue on. So, been a week since we've seen you all. Glad to have you here tonight. This is the Night Train, as I did say earlier. We are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, featuring some amazing guests, mostly artists, and sometimes just people out there from the ether that we think are interesting to talk to, and that's what we're going to do. Tonight's guest will be Wise Sigma Toad. Very excited for that, because I will be honest, I don't know much about Wise Sigma other than some really creative tweets that go out every once in a while that really appeal to me. Next week, we will be back here with I Am Wessel as our guest, so make sure you join us next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. I do have a little graphic for all of that, but and we're messing around with the video tonight. For the first time, we tried to do it last week, and then it didn't pan out. Something happened. It was all wacky. It didn't work out, and then tonight, it seems to be working just a little bit, just kind of all right, you know. We'll figure it out. We're trying to do this. Usually I'm just putting the video up for the fans on YouTube, and now we're trying to run the YouTube and put up all this other stuff. And the funny thing with it is because when you do these Twitter Spaces with video, you actually have to use your phone as a camera. And what we're trying to do is I have a TV set up vertical, and I have my camera pointed at it. So like probably if I put my hand in front of it there, you'll see it. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're trying it out tonight. So, you know, if what I'm talking about isn't on the screen, just, you know, bear with us. Bear with us. Whatever's up there, watch it, enjoy it. It might be awesome. As I said, tonight's guest is Wise Sigma Toad. I Am Wessel next week. I got to find where I was left off on my list here, man. Got up there. Still haven't had Willie back up. Oh, he's requesting. Maybe we'll get him back up here again. Hang on one sec. Get there. Put Willie up. All right. I haven't done much of anything this past week as far as collecting or anything goes. This morning I was in the Teztown meditation mental health space this morning with Lily White, and Fendel was there. We had a good chat this morning, and then I was also in the Teztones working space. They're doing some great things. They're going to have an event June 1st in Seattle at the NFT Museum. It's going to be in support of the Teztones, and I believe they're going to do their first round draft for their next season, as well as they are bringing other NFT Web3 communities into it as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a fun thing, and I heard a lot about that today, and so that should be a blast. If you're in the Seattle area, June 1st, head on down to the NFT Museum and check it out. It's going to be a blast for sure. Willie, do we have you back? Are you here? Are you here? Willie?
I am.
Yay.
I am back.
Good. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Did like a piece of a Boeing plane fall on you or something like that in your yard?
I fucking wish, man. Wouldn't that be great?
No, they'd be like, no, that's not ours.
Yeah. They're like, well, there's serial numbers all over it. So
Cool.
not only am I going to sue you, but, you know, we'll be shorting the stock again some more tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you had mentioned earlier Retro Manny in the room. Thank you very much, Retro, for staying up late tonight to come and hang out with us. Appreciate that very, very much, sir. Retro Manny brought a new friend into the space, introduced him into the space. Uncle Brow Brows is a friend of Retro Manny's, I do believe. And he jumped into, did his first mint last week. He's got a children's picture book that he's done. And so he's released the front cover of it, and then he's going to release all the pages of it. And if you collect them all, you can get the physical children's book at the end of it all. So I thought that was kind of cool. Any friend of Retro Manny's is a friend of ours, for sure. Probably talks really cool, too. Probably has a badass accent. I actually don't know if he lives across the pond, but maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he's mute. Selectively mute.
Right. There you go.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no
That'd
idea.
be funny. That'd be funny. We've never reached out to anybody. Hey, that'd be funny. So, hey, would you like to be on the space? Be our guest? I can't. I don't speak. I'm mute. Oh, okay.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. We tried to get A.M. Wakana on, and she's like, well,
right.
I don't have a voice box.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is
It's
very
gonna be tricky.
That is very, very, very true. And I did mention a little earlier, we have I Am Wessel coming up next week. On April 2nd, we have Michael Macasso. April 9th, Maximilian. And on April 16th, we're bringing back one of our little chat spaces. We're not going to have a guest of honor. We're going to jam. We're going to talk about something. We might have a topic to chat about, but you know, just doing these spaces a lot of the time, we've got a lot of friends in here, and we can go on into the wee hours of the night or the morning. And so, you know, we want to dedicate a space just to chatting with our friends because we haven't done that in a little while. So on April 16th, we will be doing that. So And we got lots more on the burners too, as well too. There's lots coming up. Working on John Cates is going to be a guest of ours, hopefully in April as well. So yeah, things are happening. Things are happening. We love it. We love it. We love it. I haven't done any collecting or anything, Willie. How about you? What, you got a train piece on Soul? You did a little Soul collecting?
Yeah, that's all. I put a bid in to get it started, and honestly, I didn't think I was gonna win it. So I'm not I'm not disappointed that I won it or anything. It just I wasn't expecting to, so I was
Right.
kind of like, oh wow, all right, cool.
Dope. Well, that's awesome for you.
So
It goes.
been trying to DJ in shitcoins to make that so back.
Right. And you
I'm,
didn't.
not, I'm getting beat. I'm getting burned in fees though. I'm not throwing enough weight at it. So we'll see. Got a couple of pop right now.
There's a you were talking to me about this weekend. There's a whack of people that are they're going deep into the shitcoins, spending a lot of time on them. You think it's worth it? I guess free money in the end, depending on how much you get, right? I mean, literally, well, no matter what, it probably is, right? Am I right or am I wrong there?
I mean, it's definitely a gamble. You still gotta kind of like know what you're doing. You gotta know you're out of read your tricks a little bit. So there's no guarantees in it. But it's kind of like walking to the casino with your friends. We've been hanging out simple, DJing, and so it's just like being at the casino with your friends. Like, hey, what table you at over here today? What are you looking at today? So it's been fun.
Cool. In the temple, so you've been hanging out with the Paper Buddha gang over there.
Yeah, he's got a salon drop right now too. I think not right now, very shortly. So
Cool. Yes, I think I've been seeing the
keep an eye
works.
on that.
I've been seeing the works of that he's been sharing some of the pre-works. So, yeah, it's cool. Cool. Well, you ever hear about something that I got to get in on? You let me know, and I'll be with the coaches, and I'll find some change, and I'll get in there.
Yeah, I think we're actually nearing kind of the end of I think it's almost had its run to a point. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's one of those things that flashes so quickly that all right, all the real money to be made has been made.
Cool.
Kind of like just if you think about like the PFP cycle from a couple years ago, right? Like people got lucky for apes, and everyone started basically trying to copy exactly what they were doing with everything.
Gotcha.
And all the copies made a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less.
Yeah.
They made a little bit of money, but they make less and less and less each time. So I think we're starting to see that already. As an American, not financial advice.
I was just about to say
Nothing I
that.
have ever said or will ever say is financial advice
Well-
in any way, shape, form.
Well, the night train is purely for entertainment purposes only. Some of the stuff you hear on here may or may not be true, may or may not be based on real things that happen in the real world. Start putting that
Yeah.
down there, right? Fuck yeah. I last Friday I went into I did some volunteering. There's a festival up here right now called Festival of Animated Objects, and it's based on puppetry and animation. So I volunteered this year. It's been running for 22 years, and I just kind of felt like I mentioned it I think spaces ago. I just decided I'm going to get out there and do some volunteering, and get in there. And I mean, especially with the arts, I mean, good connections to be made up here. You always meet interesting people. So the first my volunteer session last week was I volunteered for a pop-up book class, the beginner guide to creating a pop-up book, which is an art. Actually, I'm not going to say kind of an art. It's an art. There's some thinking going on there. I mean, if any of you in here have kids, or if when you were younger you ever had pop-up books, or even to this day, I know you can find them at a lot of dollar stores, and there's some amazing pop-up books. The artist that was teaching the class, she's a puppeteer, and basically what she was doing a couple years ago is she wanted to figure out a way to have a puppet show in a briefcase. Basically, is what she said it boiled down to. Have like a little sets, everything that you could whip up, kind of busker style, right? Be able to haul around a festival and just like boom, just do it anywhere. So the idea she came up with was to create like a briefcase-sized pop-up book, and she created a really cool puppet play around it, and it's really awesome. Like she brought that in and showed us all, and the amount of work that went into stuff that she's created is just mind-blowing. But then for the next couple hours we learned different ways of doing pop-up book art, and it was really fun. It was super enjoyable. At the end of the class, I had everybody had a book that was like, I guess, about 12 pages long, and with the different ways to create pop-ups. Basically, you square pieces of paper. We didn't do anything fancy until the very end of the class. Then we spent the last hour just creating a pop-up page for ourselves. I did mountains in the background with grass that popped up in the front, and then I was trying to work on a fire pit that popped up as well. But I ran out of time for that. But it was really fun. It's really cool. It's just not something, it's one of those things you just don't even think about. Like, it's like, I don't know, pop-up books. But shit, it was fun. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's super cool, man.
It was. And the funny thing about it is that this class was for kids. It was for 6 years old up. And there was one 6-year-old boy that came with his mom. Everybody else was women. I was the only dude, other than the little boy, I was the only other guy there, dude, right? With all these women that filled up this class. I just thought it was crazy. And I'm like, hey, are there kids outside that didn't get to come in that are crying? Like, I'm going to know if I see some kids there that are upset looking through the window, you ladies are gone. But no, it wasn't like, but yeah, it was fun.
Go. You as a single gentleman, did you get some phone numbers?
No. I just sat there. I just sat there very meekly in the corner and just, kept my mouth shut and did my pop-up book and, picked up chairs, moved chairs around when I needed to move chairs around, and that was it. That was all. It's business, Willie. It wasn't a pleasure, no.
Oh.
But I did meet. I met a lot of. I met a lot of puppeteers. That was very interesting, and I'm actually very disappointed because I kind of missed out an opportunity to find a guest to bring onto the show. So, maybe next time. This week I'm doing an
A
animation.
person running the class, I would think.
Right? Yeah, she would be great.
The lady with the giant briefcase.
Yeah, you're right. I'll get a hold of Tia. She's very, very nice lady, very awesome lady. I will do that. That's a very good idea. I'll do that for sure. And then this week I am doing.
Especially that we have video.
Yeah, right. Which is all right. Which other right now? I just wanted to talk about what I got there right now. Is our first drop for our collab funnel is available in the ether. If anybody's interested in it, I'll get it pinned at the top of it. Our drop number 1 was by Iteration, and it was WX80K Saved by the Future 2 is the name of the piece. And it's a really cool retro 80s piece, so if you want to pick that up, feel free to do so. We're hoping to drop a new one today, but we are not because Will's been getting all last week. We didn't have time.
Yeah, I've been single dadding all week, so I haven't had much time to do much else.
It's all right, buddy. That's really important to do. We won't hold you to it. I mean, hey, you're not on the payroll, so you can do what you want.
Yeah, I think I slept like 18 hours on Sunday when my wife finally came home.
Right? Relief.
I was like, it's your turn.
Awesome. Yes, and for those that didn't hear last week, Shilly Preston, my dog, is trying to pull my mixing board off the table here right now. Dog, get out of here. Our next.
Shilly Preston, your dog today?
No. No,
That
Shilly.
seems like an honor to name it after someone in space.
It'd be easy to call it apart, right? Shilly. What do you know? Oh, Shilly. But yeah, so our next drop is going to be a collab between Shilly Preston and Fendel. So when it pops up, make sure you pay attention for that. Preston, I could have dogs, Shilly and Preston. And it's good to hear Shilly Preston, for those of you that are familiar with Shilly Preston and know, really great person in the space, amazing collector, amazing artist. And he was in a bit of a rough spot. And today he was moving his family into a new home for themselves, a permanent home. So that's really happy for him to be doing that. I'm happy that the community got together and helped him get funding to be able to do that. So that's good. Good feel good story for you. Yeah. And yeah, that's all I got on my docket here. That's it. Do you have anything else to bring up? I don't think you do. Do you? I didn't.
No,
I didn't write
no,
down.
that's all I got.
We pre-showed, but I wrote some of it down, but I left it on the table, and I'm here. You think you have a book, you write everything down to one book. Nope, that's not how we work here.
That's not the word. You write down where else is to you.
Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got stuff written all over the walls everywhere. Sure. Cool. Well, I think it's about time. We could probably bring our guest of honor up because, as usual, people don't come here to listen to us all night. Although some people do. We are a good sleep tool sometimes.
Let's get into it. I don't know what Wise about, so let's figure it out.
I sent an invite down to Wise, so we'll get Wise up here, and it'll be a good time. I hope everybody's comfortable. Hope everybody found a seat. A lot of really great pieces here tonight. Appreciate you all coming here and giving us the time of your lives to come here and spend time with us tonight to visit with our guest. Got John Thurman down there, Retro Manny, of course, Fendel, Malicious. Thank you for popping in. Brain Digs, past guest on our show that we had very recently. Please feel free to check out those old episodes on YouTube if you're interested in that. Jay down there, thanks for coming, man. Oh, Mickey Dimes is in here tonight too. Thank you, sir, for popping in. Appreciate you very much. Sister Sage, always love you. In the moment, thank you very much for popping in. I always appreciate you and good vibes last week. Inza helped us out a little bit by sitting in because Lily was at a baseball game for his kid, so she was here to fill in some dead air whenever I would choke up or something like that. We appreciate you that very much. We've got Wally down there as well.
She didn't have feeling much for those who weren't here last week.
Right? And we got DJ Tezos down there as well too. Thank you very much, everybody, for popping in. Appreciate you very much. Always here at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. We do have all of most our spaces archived up on YouTube if you want to check them out and listen to the past podcasts that we've had, because we've had some fantastic guests on here, including Dehiscence, who I did not mention, Retro Man, Fendel, Malicious Sheep, Brain Digs. We've had them all on here. If I missed anybody, it's because I'm just running out of things to say. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm getting all flustered with all these famous people here. and Sigma came up and has a microphone, so I'll never snap. I don't know if I should be. So I'd like to welcome up Wise. You can unmute yourself if you like, and I'd like to welcome you to the space. Thanks for joining us on the Night Train.
No, it's a pleasure. I don't really have any space, and sometimes I'll do give me stutter. But yeah, as I mentioned, amazing to be here. I've been in a few of your spaces, and they've been really great, enjoyable.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that very much. I'm sure Willie does too, but
yeah. So now our time to hear from you, and you're obviously influenced in Web3 and Spade as well. So we want to know why everyone's told us that we need to have you on the show and talk to you.
I don't know, man. You gotta ask them. If I'm an influencer, does that mean I can launch a coin?
Oh,
Hmm.
everybody can launch a coin right now.
Thinking about thinking about it. No, I'll never do that. I just don't have the bandwidth or
let's
even the tolerance for bullshit. I can't do it.
let's just keep that garbage on Solana though, right?
Hey man, money's money, and I kid you not. So quite recently, I tweeted out just like, hey, if you want to make use like Bot or the other one that I can't remember right now, Photon, I think, and just to kind of like snipe stuff to sell it and buy. And within 30 minutes of me tweeting that, people just my DM moving to Solana now. Oh, what coin are you buying? I'm like, I just offered a suggestion, my guy. Like, take it easy. Take it easy.
Isn't it wild how people can latch onto that stuff, and especially for somebody like yourself who is like, we're just going to say you are an influencer. We're not going to call you an influencer. Maybe we could. I don't know, but like, isn't that crazy?
Shucks.
Isn't that crazy how? But you don't have the millions, right? Or maybe you do. We don't know.
No.
I was going to say, isn't it crazy how people can latch onto that stuff just because you're somebody that's in the space who people pay attention to. You definitely say stuff that catches people's attentions, and then they're just like ready, like whatever you say, they're going to jump 100 feet. Okay,
Okay.
we're doing it.
I'm gonna be completely candid with this. No one should pay attention to what I'm saying. I say some dumb shit probably like 80% of the time. I'm gonna be completely honest about that. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I take those wrongs and those faults with grace. So, and I learn from them. And sometimes I do, but don't take anything I say seriously. I just want to have fun like everybody else.
Mhm.
But if there is an opportunity and I think people can like, jump on it, I will always see that. It doesn't matter what chain it's in. You want to make money, that's why you're in this space. You want to connect with others, and that's pretty much why you're here. So why not get some bread while you're here? And don't be sad, because I don't want you to be sad. I want you to make money. So, yeah.
No sadness around here, folks.
Yeah.
No sadness around here.
I mean, the thing that I found really interesting about like Tezos people, and I mean this with love. I love you, but fuck you sometimes. It's the being it's being super territorial over a chain, and I get it. Part of me really does, but you have to also like face reality. So whenever like another chain kind of makes you can see a hype around it. There's always all these like tech bros or tech nerds just like, hey, there's something wrong with it. It's faulty. It's not gonna work. But no one's really paying attention to that. And if they are, they're like in a different league. If people are pretty much hopping, it's because there's a hype around it, and they're trying to get either one, like whether it's like shit coins, that's a whole other thing, or like trying to mint there to get more collectors. The main objective should be get your art out there, get as many collectors as you can, build a base, and continue to capitalize and continue to share amazing art. That should really be the goal. So that's what I mean. I love Tezos people, but sometimes, Jesus fuck.
Preach it. We're listening. I am going to put that on a T-shirt, though. I wrote that down. Love y'all, but fuck y'all. That's what we're gonna. That's the quote for tonight already. We've got one.
And like, it's what it is. Like at the moment, Solana is happening, so I'm just like, yeah, okay, go there, mint there, get your bread. It's
Yeah.
really as simple as that. Once you're done, the money will recycle back into Tezos or Ethereum or whatever. Everything has its moments, and you gotta appreciate those. And you gotta sometimes, as much as you find it distasteful, and I really do. But end of the day, more eyes are on something, and you want to understand why that's the case, and you want to jump on it. An opportunity is an opportunity.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, if it's hot over there and that's where the eyes are right now, why not throw some art in front of those eyes?
Yeah.
Let it be seen.
I do have to say, with my experience, it feels like I'm shilling Solana. I'm really not. I do have to say, really not.
This is not chain
My
device.
experience with Solana has been, it's better. There's more in terms of like the interface. Like I use the Phantom wallet and all these like nifty little gadget thingies there. They just make the experience so much easier. The problem is obviously the network congestion, and we know that Tezos Tech beats that. We all know that. Like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, the congestion the past week
It's
or
just the
so that I've
worst.
like really been over there, like deep over there, I guess. It's been it's garbage. Like it's
I'm
always
not
it's terrible. It's not a smooth
atrocious.
operating chain. It just isn't.
it's yucky. It's gross, and I don't want to pay like crazy slippage to kind of get whatever it is that I'm minting or selling or collecting, whatever the fuck it is. But ultimately, right now, and I've kind of said this, there's an opportunity. Go for it. Don't feel sad. Don't feel bad. Don't feel anything. Get your money. Just, it's really as simple as that. It's not. You're not being disloyal. Someone actually threw that stuff. So the art is great across the chain. It's just a matter of like, is the tech better or not? That should really be the main point.
Left you speechless, hey, Willie?
All right. Yeah.
I took that as a timestamp. Willie's pathetic. I'm just gonna fucking take that one out as
I'm sorry. Filter.
Great.
Filter.
no. That's
My bad.
you're quite all right. This is there's nothing wrong with that. We wouldn't have you on if we weren't expecting a little bit of ribbing coming along with it 100%. I mean, Willie and I say dumb shit all the time, or, well, we won't call it dumb shit, but we'll just say that, hey, we're okay with it. We can take it. We're big boys. I mean, I got enough Kleenex here.
I've been called worse.
I'm sorry.
No.
I really am. That hurt my feelings. My bad.
No, it's all good.
Oh no, I poured a glass of wine. I'm all right. We're all right.
Uh-oh, Willie. See, now he's medicating. It's all
Don't
on.
drink your pain.
It's all
Don't
in
drink
sync.
it. I'm sorry.
all-
I'll throw a love heart. Just see. There we go.
Oh, look at that
Hopefully that heals it.
purple one. Purple, nice. You know what's really? I just kind of wanted to go a little bit off, but yeah, you know, I did not know that Wise Sigma was a female. If I can say that, is that okay? Are you a female or are you a
Yeah.
they them?
Yeah.
Pardon me. I don't know your. It's hard these days, you know.
Just
say one
her.
thing. Just
Yeah,
her. That's good.
she and her.
Sure. Sorry, I was trying to rattle off all of the pronouns and I just got jumbled. up in my
Pronouns,
head.
man. Pronouns.
Pronouns. Yeah, I did not know you were female up until last week, honestly and truly, and I was like, huh, interesting. I mean, it's a lot of the time. Honestly, a lot of the time, Willie. I believe Willie knew. Not that it matters either, but it's really funny because there are some times when Willie and I literally have no idea until we start this space up and our guest unmutes the microphone, and then we kind of sit there for a second and go, holy shit. Did you know that this artist was a chicken? I had no idea. But anyways,
That's why they draw chicken art.
sorry. But that was I don't know.
Now I get it.
It was just one of those examples of, you know, how sometimes Willie and I don't, you know, it doesn't really matter to us who or what or, you know, where anything comes from, that, you know, any artist is welcome or guest is welcome on here. And cool. That was just one of those things. Anyways, so can I ask you, I know you're Anon. Can I ask you where in the world you are from?
Yeah. So I'm in Australia, Melbourne specifically. Victoria's my state. I love it. It is nearly 1 p.m.
Yes.
in the afternoon, and I'm in an empty cafeteria. So this is one of those days. And as for the anonymous thing, I mean, like, that's gonna go away relatively soon. I can't exactly tell when, but it will happen. So yeah.
Cool.
And for the pronouns thing, I honestly, people thought, like, they actually kind of did like a weird event thing around it. I always assumed that Santiago and Salawaki were the same person. And he's just using like different accounts because he's got like multiple accounts. And I honestly thought they were the same people. And all of a sudden just kind of became like a one-day thing where people are doing like, I'm him, I'm Salawaki, no, I'm Santiago, Santiago's me, or something like that. So again, you're not the only one. I'm still surprised to this day. I still believe they're the same account though. Like, I instinctually believe they're the same people. It's just like, he hired someone just to, or like took a photo of someone. It's like, yeah, this is this person.
It's so I mean, you never know. I mean, even when people are trying to be, you know, because it could be all part of it, right? It's like, this is part of the gig, is that no, I'm going to show you who I am, but it's all part of the secret little alter ego that I have. It's very wide. Australia. I thought you were Australia. It's very interesting. Your accent's not as thick as most Aussies that we've spoken with, or the ones that work at the ski hills here in Canada in the winter time. It's very interesting to me. I could definitely detect it a little bit, but I wasn't. It's wild. Is that common? Like in Australia, is there dialects? I don't believe so.
No, so I wasn't born in Australia. So I was born overseas, came to Australia, learned English in Australia, but my English is it's not Australian English, if that makes sense. I watch a lot of Simpsons, a lot of like anime and stuff, so my accent is kind of like all over the place.
Cool.
But I think someone some time ago described it as like transatlantic, and I'm like, I don't think that's correct, but we'll go with that. It's messed up. I would just call it like a bastard English, as my mom calls it. It's really that simple.
Oh, that's dope. Okay, well, that's good. At least, you know, I'm not totally crazy then, so I was noticing something a little bit different. That's cool. I love it. That's what we learned today, kids. We've been learning things already. I lost my fucking place here. Willie, fill me in. My wine spilt. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah, so like let's go back a little bit. Like, how did you get into like art?
Actually, I didn't really get into art till I came to this space. Like it was never really something at home kind of thing. It was never really something taught. Or I'm not an artist, so I think a majority of people here know this. Heck, you can even check my collection. There's nothing artistic about it aside from like Sexy Grandpa, which is a whole other thing. But I kind of came into this space partly because of like a YouTube channel. I think maybe people who know him, like Sir, kind of did like a just it was 2021. He was talking about how Gary Vee was like buying punks, and he was kind of like getting everyone to buy them and raising the price, and the whole thing was a scam. I got curious, and then underneath it there was like some geeky, adorable guy. Can't even remember the person's name, and he was kind of explaining what blockchain technology is, and I got really interested. Like I got really, really into it. I still don't know half of it, but I found the whole concept behind it really fascinating, and the decentralization aspect, of course, because this could possibly be the next phase of our financial system. Could possibly, and I got curious, and then yeah, just jumped in. It started with art, and then obviously Ethereum because it's the thing that's being advertised at the time, and then fell in love with this artist. Really enjoyed his work. Talked about his handle here on Twitter, and then saw that he was minting in Hickey Nunk. Went to Hickey Nunk. I honestly thought I was in the wrong place because I'm like, yep, this is the day I'm going to get scammed. Cool. Well, this is why is it happening? Why is it accepting my ETH and why is it not connecting? And then I saw like some random account just tagged the hand event. All the hand events were being like it was like hand object for object. It was like the first ever hand event I saw. And then went back again to the site, tried to connect, and they gave me all these different wallet options. And then I started from there. Then pretty much after that, I just got hooked. It was so addictive. Maybe it was because of like the isolation of COVID and just the weirdness of the pandemic, but I couldn't stop. Like I just could not stop. And I met some amazing people and just formed my own little tiny family. And then obviously Hen went down, but then found another family, and my family expanded. So Object, which is what I currently work with at the moment. And I really I stayed. So I do Cortez in my home, even though sometimes I shit on every once in a while. But I do, but that's just me.
There's always things about our own home that we can improve, right? Sometimes your bathroom needs a remodel.
Sometimes the people that can do parties are no good.
I do think
you need to party for everybody else.
That's true. I do think that my tweets were a lot better in like 2021, 2022. I was in that hopium stage of everything will be better. The Wagner culture, I was like writing that shit to like death, but not fully. And then 2023 came through, and I'm like, okay, what's happening? That's when I kind of started to really pay attention to the Tozy ecosystem. Like I did back then, obviously here and there, but like I kind of started to pay attention to how it's currently run, and I was run back naturally, and I just saw like there's so many issues with it, and that's why it's performing as well as compared to others. But again, the tech is always going to be amazing. The people are always be kind and gracious and talented. It's a matter of like throwing in from there. So, yeah.
So you think? Do you think it might be something to with the Pez?
As someone who thrives in certainties, I don't know. I mean, I look in Canada, I have no idea. I do kind of think that it's if that were to survive, then you think of the picture like a chain. Stuff. No, it's not easy. No. It's like from the but just like the cultural shift. It takes some time. We're merging two things together, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But ultimately, that could possibly be the next step. Consider. This is my point of view. I know like it's not object. It's my point of view. I'm very bad. Yeah, true.
So you work for Object?
Yeah, I'm the community manager. I'm community manager Object. Typically, background I'm doing so mostly Discord and Twitter, sometimes tags and stuff. So that can all support related or just like inquiries and stuff like I handle. We are handle shit, and it's like impacting Object. Like okay, to put the fire out. Yeah, I've been with them for like about 2 years, I think, and that's why my tweets have gone better. I'm like, should I really censor myself? I'm like, it's my account. I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Yeah, it's just I do think that how Object like deals with community feedback is probably one of the best. I'm not saying because I take it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that ultimately you want to make user experience so much better, and that's kind of like the main post, and that's kind of separates us a little bit differently from like other places. I think that's not just like an Object thing. I think it's just across the board with Taya, with FX Hash, and I think I can't really speak to the new platform being launched, so I don't know much about it.
I know there was a platform being launched.
I'm like, I saw Taya's. It was one. So it was. Hang on. It's called like Admire, I think.
Here's some by
the
default.
platform, and they'll be launching soon. A good thing. That means this is the platform in Tezos, so that's new.
Oh, where 3i one pop up. I've seen several go away lately. I
Yeah.
can't think of their names, but yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen several fall by the wayside.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's so many things that users are not aware of. Just in terms of running platform and stuff, they don't really kind of like. Of course, not they're supposed to know. Like, that's not the point. That's not the point. But like when
Well, we want
platforms
to know. We can get out on that shit. Tell us.
I don't know, man. But I'm just saying. So there is a platform that's kind of gone away called Tides. It's not going away yet. Because also the tokens are still there being indexed into object. So they are still available. I think they are from PFS, I believe so. But like when people were speculating went down last year, and so all of us, obviously, the ones who go here, it's not, I include myself in that. I'm like, hey, are you guys down? What's happening? Is there any updates? Until this day, we haven't seen any updates at all. So I don't know what's going on. I just communication-wise, it's not the best. But ultimately, as long as the artwork, the token's being pinned, and there's an IPFS is there, and maybe you have to forget your own, you're good. So the artwork's essentially safe. And if people don't know or not aware what object is, it's kind of a marketplace. It's an aggregator for Tezos tokens. So for example, you go like Hen, Passion, all the other Teia, so they're indexed into objects, and there's also like object cracks and stuff like that. So it's kind of like all over the place. So we include everything, and the in terms of like the stuff being pinned, that basically means like a stick up. So if it's like the platform goes down or anything like that, the article will still exist as long as the storage fee is being paid. Okay, I'm geeking out too much, but
No. We trust. We want to hear it.
Good, that's good.
yeah,
That's what we
so
like.
yeah, so it's pretty much like the artwork is safe, and it'll be there as long as like someone pays a storage fee for it, which is what we do. So all the fees and all the other things that are kind of happening, it's because we want to make sure the art is being protected. So yeah,
That's cool.
Talk too much.
So part of objects fees go to storage fees for the IPS data.
I mean, like, it goes to like a lot of things. So obviously, like, the infrastructure and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna break down my cost, but I'm sure you've seen like the new features being released, and like everything's taken into account, and it's like factored in. So we'll try to do our best, and I do think that the co-founders like really consider everything. So yeah, it's a very diplomatic answer. So
It's a good answer because I think I never thought about like where the actual storage is, like, and then like, oh yeah, well somebody has to be paying for it one way or another. So it's
Yeah.
okay, so object paying for most of it on Tezos at least, I imagine, right?
yeah, so like everything's kind of pinned, so I didn't have to worry about like the artwork going away. Because I know I've heard some horror stories of like someone, I can't remember who it was, like paid like 15K for like a PFP or something. They came back and it was like 4 over. So like it doesn't exist. It's not there. It's gone. Finito kind of thing. But like with those marketplaces, they absolutely pay storage fees, like IPS like that. Like all these things are being considered before launching platforms. So yeah.
That's I did not know that. That was all new information. So thank you for, as you said, talking too much. I appreciate that. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And I just wanted to make it very clear that we invite people on here, and what we want is what you want to talk about and whatever you're going to speak about. And everybody that's in here listening, we are here for our guest. And if you don't like it, we can jump. I can't jump out. Willie can't jump out. But no, please don't feel.
We can subtly change the subject if we want to.
Yeah, don't feel that you're talking too much. Don't feel that you're veering off at all. Like, absolutely not. This is we're here to hang out and we invited you for a reason. And me learning
normally
that
we're like, ooh, this one rabbit hole still here.
I mean, my like one of the main gripes is like how communication being handled when it comes to like really complex topics, like things that people are not aware of. I don't like using words, man, to describe like a really hard, difficult thing. Like I don't like it. If I don't understand it, then someone else is gonna have the same issue at some point. So I try kind of like simplify whatever the issue is or whatever the information is and kind of give it to the users. So I'd say the dumb shit. I'm like, and if I don't know something, I'm gonna be completely open to it. I'm like, I don't know, but I'll ask, and then we'll both know at some point.
and
And I think that's how like communication should be. Simplifying the information so you understand what the fuck they're getting. But yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you for as a layman over here. I appreciate just putting it down to dumb shit, just saying dumb shit. I appreciate that. That is what I get. That is my level.
I mean, like that's pretty much why you see me. Like so, I think it was like yesterday. The meeting with one of the co-founders of Tezos, and look, I'm smart-ish. I'm not a genius, like I'm smart-ish. whenever I go into like these kind of spaces, I feel like I have to like activate my brain power so I can understand one sentence, and that's too much. My brain can't take that. I need to use so much energy to actually understand that. I'm gonna be upfront about it. So whenever like there's all these kind of like animated, I'm like, oh, okay. Can you translate, please? Love of God, ICG, hello, anyone there? So
No, I get it very much. I mean, you know, if you've been in these spaces before, if you know, if anybody that knows me or is hung out in the night train or is in any other space, like I talk a lot. I will talk about everything you think I possibly know anything about because I like it. I like talks when I do. I mean, ask my mother, she's happy when I'm going to the house all day right now. And I know that's like, I've had people go, oh, you're really quiet, like you're whatever. It's like, no, it's because I was really trying to concentrate on the conversation that's going on because there was some shit dropping there. That was like, there was so much, and it overloads, right? You know, when you get some real serious, you know, when people throw into fancy words, when they just dim shit out a little bit, it would be a lot better for me, anyways.
I mean, it's like, no, it's the common principle, right? So if it's a complex topic and you try to use fancy words, chances are you're gonna understand it, and you can't explain it to somebody else without using those fancy words. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not how I see it.
You're just rephrasing and reiterating what you've heard. And you feel understand it, but can't actually fully understand it.
There's nothing more awkward than someone who doesn't understand somebody you really don't. That is like,
Yeah, I get it.
Are you
Yeah, I get it.
No. But the thing about the both found out he knows, he really does. Like he absolutely doesn't know he needs something. The problem is just for us, we're not, well, me anyway, he's not like a techy person, who's only a majority of stuff or with the new language. It's to me like it's playing on. That's really is what it is. I'm like, I understand all of it, I don't understand all of it. But like the problem in like communicating these things, and some community members have the same thing, same issues. So I do think either choose that should be here, or when you like need like middleman to like explain these things to us in a fun way, like preferably like a pick a book about this, or like a rap song. I mean, heck, all 2000s for that. Let's go.
I agree with that 100%. Give me cold notes on it.
Yeah, and I think just walking around saying the moon. Maybe understand it, you shouldn't actually be here.
Axe.
I mean, like, if you say that one moon inside, everyone will look at you like in a very strange way. One moon.
We don't.
It's those we
don't say when, but we say when we're old.
Well, in high school, but whatever. Like a while back, I kind of was like, hey, those guys like $12, $14. I'll get a tattoo of those. Title level. So I was just saying, yeah, I'm like, calm, but I get you like, okay, $7. Situation that happened. So at this point, I'm considering $5.
Is it Australian or is it American?
No,
yeah,
like,
Canadian.
I mean, hey, they just $5 to get like a his logo. I mean, it's $5.
Like,
and the purple blue flaring, but
where did you have a spot? I mean, is it like Trans Am or are we gonna put on biceps? Shit.
I'm not the next one, but I wish I won.
Right.
Like, what is it? Be part of a band? I'm like, yeah, Tesla.
And then
I feel like the little that's just Mexican.
sound the dime. And then if it actually goes on and disappears, they'll be like, you're the one that killed it. You can get the drop. Get your prison bed there.
$5. This one's even lower, $2. But this is going heavy $2.
All right.
But
Let's go.
But ultimately, let's go. I'm not saying this is like a tattoo. I want you to be wrong. It's in terms of like I think of emergency times and spaces. That is brilliant. It really is. From what I kind of understand of it anyway. The forest aspects and everybody's like it and stuff. And for him, he has actually done things. Just not the same space. That's in the ego. Let me go. Oh my god. But he has like taught the majority of us about independence and like taking and sort of like yeah, like I was just clear. They can be two senses of one has. So it's just really how passionate he is. But like it's the majority of us passionate. It's pretty amazing.
Got the passion part.
Need much more light enthusiasm.
Casual.
Yeah, light enthusiasm, but like it's with thumbs up. You know, the person with passion like thumbs up. Amazing.
Is it what thumbs up or is the yellow thumbs that's just based on thumbs up?
No colors, so that's how you know enthusiasm.
Okay. So. Well, that's why we asked questions. We got deep. Earlier you said you're in an anti-cafeteria.
I'm at work.
Oh, and so you were cafeteria. Is it a cafeteria in like a store or a building? Or is it a
hospital?
Oh, I believe.
Yeah.
That is. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say like I'm a student, so this is like my outbreak. Combine them all together just to fix. But I promise I'm not afford. That's not very many, but it's not. I'm just I am.
No, it sounds great. Man, Billy, why did you look at this, man?
I have my tech here.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Throw it in the bin, sir.
You listen to
throw it in the bin. Android on, just throw it in.
Android 4.
Oh gosh, just throw it in.
Android. Please over here. Come on.
Right.
Shit, I'm
Okay. I'm gonna make an analogy go with me. Tesco's is Android. Ethereum is Apple.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, like that's the older features Android had some time ago. Apple's like doing now. So tech-wise, they're great. Look-wise, Apple's and like this is like usually I feel like if there's any Android users in this space, throw your phone in the bin.
Well, there is a Rob anyways, so don't worry.
Yeah, they can't listen. They're just like joining for I'm more.
You know, years ago, I've been in computers since like the 80s, kid, and when I got my first Windows computer, I remember my very first monitor was 13 inches, and the fucking thing cost me $900, and it was ginormous, man. It's like, I got into computer things, and a lot of computers get debunked, and I got into networking, right? So I was hooking up networking, and the thing that pissed me off the most about Windows, and all that PC bullshit, is you could have the same computer with exactly the same on exactly the same day, put together on the same day, plug it at the same moment. You will have to go to these computers and configure each one differently because they're all and they work together. And then I discovered they just talk to each other. It just works. It just happens. That was it. My PCs are out from where then people are like, oh, what about your music? Well, I have an iPhone. I have an iPad. It works together. I have 3 Apple computers in my house. They all just talk to each other right out of the box. It was beautiful, man. I love it. Apple says like, we're free stuff. We're system goggle deals. Send one to,
Yeah, we did.
send one to Wise as well, too, for starting this whole.
God, no, they're monsters.
We
when I
wear
was
it
like,
down the
stupid. I love the products. The people use them. I don't bit much. So I still now before when I was in school.
Cool.
And like people come in, the companies like my phone broken fix and like first of all, hello, how are you? And just but my password kind of just managed. Like, take me back, take me back, take me back.
You know, just back there. You can what?
Like, I'm sorry that you chase like working with your phone, but it doesn't. That's not how it is. Like, it's not
Right.
just use it.
I'm not like that. I'm a lone Apple user. You know, I'm a first generation Apple Air or Apple Air, and I operated 15 years here now, so you know, I'm that person. I can be.
Yeah, but how many apples are you currently using to run this business?
Right now, currently, I am using 2 iPhones, an iPad, and my Mac Mini. So I'm poor.
So it's a lot of them.
I'm poor up here in Canada. Like all of America's rejects.
Just kind of nice and users. You guys have love personalities. So really do.
Oh,
But
that's
so,
a rough right here.
so basically, first doing like a Apple product. My like I second phone was an ancient one.
Like Americans.
Yeah, my dad, I think that was somewhere. He was like, "Here, I've just been using it," and then broke down. Okay, then shoot. Yeah, I'm like, cool, awesome, super. They're like, "I've got an Apple discount, so I'm getting your phone." The moment they held that
I'm
me.
pretty using American. I buy them unlocked straight from China. Like just straight from China. Like you can't even get them in the States. Just give me this bootleg website that I get these from.
Village compromise. Shouldn't
my-
need to now.
No, I just like, I don't know where he got it from. And I'm like, you said that, you know, I can check, we're fine, we're good. It's like, no, use this, okay.
Well, the iPhone was a bad one to get into. That was the worst phone. Here's the first one. Jeez, the battery, like everything is shitty about it. Although if you're in on if you had one and you still have it now, you can claim your $50 or what the hell it is. I mean, Canada they sell one and we lost it. So I have 3 iPhone 6s sitting behind me. I'm gonna can't move my face. $30 each. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Look, it's so bad, I have 3 of them, they're just sitting there staring at me.
Hard to say. Just to
Way you wanted.
Right? Can't hold
You have to turn your gun to those, right?
well, control guns.
Yeah, because
Just understand the whole thing. Things you mentioned. I bought him his first cell phone. It was kind of my first and my second. I think I had Pioneer phones. Right, I spent a buttload of money on it. I did not have it. I was like 19 years old, and it was the shittiest phone for. Everybody's had the Motorola's, and I had this stupid fucking Pioneer phone that was away. So I just 11, and I bought like the phone in the box. Like the phone cost you like $100, and you got like $80 credit with it, and all this like cheap plastic thing. So, anyways, as time went on, I got into an iPhone. I got into all this stuff, right? You know, iPhone 3, BS, blah blah. Meanwhile, my dad was like, well, the phone company told me I had to get a phone. I'm like, what do you mean? And like, we're still using that. I'm like, hold it, I bought you a 7-Eleven, Dad. Yeah, like you gotta use it. Didn't want to. The guy said, oh no, sir, your phone will even work on the networks next month anymore. So you need to get it. Like, I get a phone. So then they tells him, well, you got credits. You can let them your credits out. They look at the guys, oh, you get a damn phone in the store. You have that money, right? So my dad, I don't get on iPhone, you know, sister's iPhone, iPhone. So then he goes, Samsung, right? And of course, that's the first thing he's doing. Well, how do I email out to it? Well, how do I do? I'm like, I don't know. You don't get an iPhone because I use an iPhone. I have an iPhone. My sister's iPhone. It helps. Now hand me the Samsung, and it's like I'm literally going on iPhone, googling how to do this. A fucking Android phone.
throw it in the bed,
Bro.
just in it, like, thank you, absolutely not.
He just got into
That's
it.
fine. Wait, like Android? Like Apple?
No, Android. No, not good. Why go to Apple? Jeez.
That's mental. It's just, you know what, I appreciate the dedication. I really do, but I just can't not do it. No, absolutely not.
I see. And everybody stays friends. Please come back next week, even though we just shit on your Androids. But so
But
yeah.
not just conversations really flowing up.
We're doing that. We're doing fine.
The other, I was thinking about something else. Goodness. But yeah, this is another match to the. This is not just at all completely different. If you do have any issues, like all with stuff, tagging, just wanting to just tag me because like the game a bit. Let's say the usual. Just tag someone notify them. Yeah, it's too awful. Just want to say that. So I'm not ignoring you. It's I don't know.
glad that you
So
said
take
that.
it easy.
Glad that you said that because it just like the request. Nice. Oh, she's gonna answer questions now. Look at her.
Okay, any questions? Let's go.
What I want to ask is in Web3 world and in all this, what's really got you interested these days? What's got you want to get your attention that's going on right now? Anything?
Really kind of enjoy like looking at events. That's like the part. Just because I'm like them. That's part of the fascinating thing. Doesn't matter what watching. I just want to kind of understand what they do. And obviously the influence of culture kind of interesting too. But
So what's
basically,
the
when it comes crazy, that's the part. Anyway. Okay,
options
so,
right now they're following?
I mean, kind of how village starts to through its market. Also, with money to be on the next piece. Also having kind of happening once any place done, and pretty much like the replications of like your pre-sales will happen across other chains because they can see like their addresses doing the same thing, but not getting fashion will survive in exchange or not. And how that impacts other chains as well because they see the last right now, will that continue trend or not? That factor on art is not the abnormal ecosystems kind of it's a casino pretty much. They created like carrying on with other things, other services, like art and so on, all that kind of stuff increases fun. Everything goes back to how it is. You end up the same kind of being constantly rewarded. Yeah, it's fascinating. I really do.
Have you seen any of it lead into Tesla stuff? Have you seen like brand coin creation or
I mean, same.
just like pump down like any sort?
So I'm completely honest. If you like pump up in Tezos, be prepared to be disappointed.
Just because of the lack of volume?
There's that aspect too, but also like this. We don't have the good and bad thing about Tezos is we don't really have like obnoxious influencers to kind of like do this kind of stuff. Everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's having each other as best as they can. So we don't really have an influential culture. So like people that wanna like do their work and stuff and enjoy the creative part. That's pretty much the place to be. But in terms of like enjoying value of like coins and whatever it is, we need like a huge event. Like whole pretty much comes to mind. But that was a clusterfuck in many ways because that also turned it was a negative sentence turned to a positive, but it was also a negative. It causes other issues too.
Right.
So I would not recommend any like coins in Tezos. And for the people that are doing that, power to you. But like no one's really seeing you. There's no one that other people with like liquidities would pay attention to, and I just don't think it would work, no matter how much it wants to be.
Yeah,
So.
I know we've seen some coins recently, right? We've got Pole, we've got Vin, Retro Man, he has his own coin, which he says he has no idea what he's doing with it yet. I'm pretty sure is what he said. It has no value. He has no idea what he's doing with it yet. So whatever.
We should have one too then.
I mean,
Sure, why not?
Yeah, the night train going.
I mean, Joel, no. The the thing too is there's like an element of trust in Teslas because it is a very small, tiny kind of community. So if you fuck up, sure, we'll have your back, but you will still know you fucked up, you know? Whereas like the other places, it's kind of like, oh, you robbed this, and then it was just go a little bit crazy, dies down, changes account, and comes back. But like people here, man, they don't forget. So just be very cautious when you're launching these kind of coins.
It's very, very true. Very true. That's okay. Willie and I will launch a coin, but it'll just never be worth anything. We'll just play as that right away. Like it's never gonna be worth anything, and they'll just load people with it. Just fucking doing airdrops. Get everybody just load with it. No.
Well, sort of like 100 trillion supply or something.
Yeah.
Just massive amounts and just keep loading in people for no reason.
100 trillion sounds like too small of a number, but I
It just sounds like spam at that point, and people would get this up. You know what? Forget the whole idea. It sounds like too much work. Spam people.
I mean, have you seen like the after effects of like these sales, like these pre-sales? It's just, I think like Line, is it Line? The magazine, the really like the magazine pretty much changed the blockchain. The founder getting so much like backlash. I cannot imagine how stressful something like this is because people don't really, if you want to call them investors, sure, but they don't really take into account what the team are doing. They only see it as like such a short-term thing, and many times it is like, I just can't imagine the amount of stress and headache and heartache everyone's kind of going through.
yeah,
Well, I
I
think.
agree.
Are we talking about Solana coins again?
I mean, sure, Solana, Tezos, whatever, like any of these kind of like coins, you always gotta factor in like emotional toll, and the stress you're gonna be going through because people are always gonna be looking at, they can take them up away just focusing on gains, and that's not something that's sustainable. So.
Who's got duck? Is that you, Willie? You got ducks in your ear?
You got geese, man.
That wasn't
that
geese.
wasn't. I
Yeah,
hear, I hear geese.
I was gonna say you're gonna tell a Canadian that was geese bullshit.
No, that wasn't.
Just while we're
That's it.
just while I brought up Canadians again, I want to bring up Malicious had requested to come up and say something, and she's been going up and down, so she's been having some connection issues maybe with Android or something like that. So
Throw it in the bin.
right,
Throw
so
it in the bin.
if it's all right, and I believe Malicious, if you can unmute, if you got something you want to bring to the conversation we already talked about 2 minutes ago. All right.
Just one if it's Android related, I'm not gonna take it seriously.
No, it's just, that's all right. I was just kind of hoping we were going to object fighters. No, just kidding. But
Bring it.
no.
Bring it.
All right. Well, if
I-
Malicious, if you get the chance to unmute, feel free to do so and bring a question. No problem at all. And we'll get you on with the category talk.
But it's really kind of like a shade aside. I am really interested to see what the next stage like those what this ecosystem is going to be like. What the next phase of it is. Will it be like a positive negative one? I don't know. I really don't. But
Well, I
I do think there's so was with Object One, which is 101 platform. Object platform. I'm seeing a lot more kind of like there's a museum like associated. And then like all those pieces sold so fast. My god, I can't remember the artist's name, and that's the DJ slash scientist slash amazing person. I can't remember the name of.
DJ
Like,
Scientist.
Yeah, Goria. My god. But like just right now it's like in the coming in, partnering with platforms, and that's really kind of like easy to see. We have the next thing when on the RRB box, because as much as we data, you kind of give legitimacy to the space. Because yeah, it's fucking insane. Maybe you'll see more partnerships. We've seen it in 2022, maybe, but like now it's really kind of like seeking it. So it's interesting to see.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Keep it out.
the coin side is very speculative, and then the art side is more of it's got more of a base or wealth, almost like Bitcoin, right? So it's diversification there.
I mean, like the way I see it is the coin is I don't know the coin, and like Tesla might be
Oh, I'm like
it's a whole different one. Like I
it's really speculative.
yes, everything's second with like doesn't matter what you mean, but I like this on the side. It's a little bit different because like I mean I see it okay, it's not really so the art that I've looked at across the years. That's not just I think that's not the intentional journey. Art that people way. That's really important. And now I was just 21 and 23. It's just fine. And now I'm kind of now I just expand it and moving forward. I'm also looking to launch. Like I feel like this is unique appreciation of what it is. And that's like it's pretty much like the kind of having something more video is but that's like kind of about OKTs. I think that's that. And but
I'm also curious if you all that. I don't even if you didn't do that.
I'm just and Hong Kong and so I'm looking at like very like there's just about there's like child switch and
I mean,
I was afraid of the art and the art like that's just fascinating. But hopefully more institutions come in. Hopefully these titles seem not as a significant group of art sites and have some kind of video kind of the final other business company that's kind of more significant. I just need random shit, but
I think you ran to some of it is like, but it's turn right, you know, in the remark the last couple of years. We can realize that the people Tezos are here for art, and they don't actually, you know, they're actually here in place building shit, you know, where the things are spending and awesome and followings and that, and they'll have window for us all over the place. So I think that, you know, as we move forward and grow, you know, Tezos progress needs it. You know, I think that's I think the whole thing is that is the community Tezos living there.
It's like more. I just see you.
I try really
That's my toast coffee. I'm sorry.
I've never had peanut butter, at least something chili.
yeah, that was fun. No, I not a big. It was just I always been crazy, but like, I wasn't like, just in the so like,
Or more
yeah,
just,
I love it. It's amazing. I say, you know, just, it's
oh,
just
you
so
know what?
hard.
Is that annoying or
That's just
Well, they run in Australia on dinner or what?
I never heard of honey butter.
I know it.
but on Instagram, what crunchy or something, whatever it is, like, it's distinct. It's like balls and potatoes. Absolutely not.
What?
It's just gross. Like, I can't.
Okay, okay, so now,
Interesting.
how about pizza? Is it not, do you peanut, is it the whole nut? No.
No, no,
You know that, actually, right?
yeah, I love your so that's I think
Lagoon.
someone needed to like yeah, I just can't like so now because in habits once in a while that's added to it. I'm good on the jam. Jam's like I feel like the butter there, like the jam is having a fair with and they go just like close watch, you know, when we're eating it. So it's like everything's
That's the most description we should anticipate. That's really good.
I'm gonna get my peanut butter.
I like doesn't know he's like, oh yeah, I'm tasty, delicious.
Bagel.
So I like
bagel and jam.
the butter like, you know, it's there.
You did
Yeah, that's the opposite. I'm never a huge fan of ham or cheese, so I always like it's nice, like Peter or you know,
Y'all.
getting in weird sauce.
Fuck off. No.
But me and my grandpa would eat peanut butter with food out of that jar. Just
I
let me get the food something.
This is wrecking. No. So I just wanted to advise you. Am I correct? Okay. Just, so just before that happens, Delicious, do you have something you want to do? You don't have to. But do you know that Lily White Pop is getting the chance to grow flowers for you, or she had before you have Egypt? Quality, not eat early. Are you there? As long as it's covered peanut butter.
Well, first of all, yeah, I'll surprise her. I've always thought of clean as pieces, and by so much this Saturday accident. Like,
Don't be peanut butter.
You guys be waiting that made you date.
oh yeah, you can.
No, it's an event.
Any Bali in June and July, the whole thing is come to the house, and I need more success.
Alright. I'll be there, but I know the date tree. I'll see if it's in November.
I count window dates, but that's done.
No, so like I have the community school dinner too, and then it's in July, and this is tomorrow, and the dates are new. So.
What's the festival?
Juneteenth to July. I think anytime there, like 1 to 5 more. And yeah, no man, model.
Yeah,
he's making the Jura, so like Disney was also if you're not just so get her. You put column. I don't know.
Or you almost saying you heard me. I'm like playing with it.
Yeah, sure. You know, well, I get you literally sorry, especially on stage. Please, like, I've seen guys you know, I got some things.
I don't have to else who were doing this potential. Or yeah, she's a nice thing artist to be she's here and she's lots of health during the pretty much because something that you get done so okay.
Again, I like millions of receipts every now like 20 really on things. It's but I didn't I know
Oh, she's got
things I don't know about it. It just makes like but you cannot get much.
Hey, you know, you
No, late night is but technically, it's lots of night.
Wow.
We remember full day had more late comment health.
I was amazing.
Zach and I were both that's a good answer.
You're gonna point at
I like them. In the for you.
Well,
I love her.
You see?
Okay.
You have flower laughter is that laughter that give me real meetings with you. Oh, it's not the girl again. I love that. Whole another with you. Oh, small guy.
I really like you know maybe like you
You say so what can be
know, I mean, normally it can be behind 16 is like
What's the difference between actor and white?
oh my god.
Yeah.
One lot, literally
Right?
What if you guys wish
and it's a great full and details and really national acts and it's amazing. It's really business.
is it the BAME? Oh, well, I'm cheap for you.
Yeah, but it's not big
Oh, yeah, Julia.
We're not a good seller. I'm not just
Move on to the other.
Take that.
That's okay. You have we have the top 3 year easy legend.
yeah, so it's I don't remember that number, but it's hard. It's numbers, it's and hard to figure out each one's thing. Like for being the apple, that's like a web that's that's it's yeah, that's much. It's that was second artist. That and I have to we just selling it. And it's there's my one that's absolutely first that I left her developer. I have much design shooting. So she really much and she does some rules on everyone. So she knows about a little bit. Then we have also like and then that's the beauty part of the lives and then sometimes it's fancy. So I just made look at it first actually and so he would just make last would be my parent and I really just enjoy it. It's just something that you kind of like things opposed to it's not going to be little bit cloth. I know it was a time and and that's make sense, but she really doesn't even know code. It's not really a shape. It's probably my favorite. So I feel I was about it and I just I don't care for it. So do tomorrow say already you know, with it. just less vulnerable goes really I go and as I can be like too. So still all yours in him comes to go I really enjoy that with poetry and AI and it's something kind of some of these also important full like
We need to have you on time. Kendall was have time.
Yeah, he's like only like Michael Infinity. I don't know if he's with you.
Lawrence really
I feel done with it.
yeah, so it's another honorable mention is Ross with Royalty. It's a really fantastic tournament. And with Season Arc, it was just those.
Can you let us know?
I'll go.
Because he's close. Yeah, I was talking.
That'll be wonderful. Matt.
I'll say that.
Yeah, being a little until me. So
I will ask business like that. You don't like Winston.
it's in the only
Tonight, I have all of Florida music. Man, you got this. You know what you're doing. Like you do. And that's what makes it.
But I think it's kind of one of the kind of where I think of price of never set out and so like we're smoking it. I don't know. No. But I think the real culture is it's like always like but yeah, not only and speaking is the same too.
I can do that. It's very, very true. I don't have to go around cooking. I have to go out sure. This been.
I'm not only awesome.
Let's say money will.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely go hang out in wolves. It's been very fun. Come hang out. Well, so
it's fuck all. When you're on, if you're out, you're more welcome to go for dinner because you hear more. You're more welcome to come back here. Hang us anytime. If you there's something that you want to do about hate for, Peter or and FCAF for the show, I would like that more. It's a real question. It's an I mean, to tell that to view is like awesome for my face. You get your split, considering that's ultimate. There's like gives a reach that very much.
That's gonna put us I like to thank you for it. And like mirror long for with all issues and so you know and if you have if you're related and more help and yeah thankful this is my show so yeah
Keep rolling. Have a go take your page and we'll sit there if you
Good to you. Bye.
I held you. I really thought of when we told you we were in this space. Really when people were oh god, great. I'm listening. Well, it's good. It's gonna be we rate some ever what you're into and listen to our shit. When people get up who are on those and I for inviting back us to that was all really it was dope.
yeah, I mean, people said it was like why like third there's like no I'm like okay so there's a random face no because that thing got in there yeah he started like hey like
yeah, those are even things why you are no oh hey that was as I knew very well and I didn't know her speak about her and all things no plus no little
all those more or topics and I've seen like you know
it's great to do out of control I'm really on the screen but it was going because I was going to relax because I forgot those pieces those like a little time
oh yeah because
yes that's like went out I was going to and I was just saying, every time we should bank off. Maybe we'll find forget join us and for like that. I'm cool at base hands and so that's how there. It's just like please be getting going. What's him? Later we're going and so everyone to live.
We are see when you set the other one right and that is like 420 to basically more. So can get something on
okay, one there. I know always good or something really. Oh, not repeat and they don't visit really always that shit lifted base and space on the whole weekend didn't have anything forget it. I was like base and I've never seen to down that base and just like up to balance there what they really for it was pretty cheap person yeah your is seems to see what often she's bigger and she'll some multiple policy saying she has good sure me slide he still pretty I don't I'll just go in her house and a pair in that one is to have these two or do it in the morning space right good looking band
it is it's
of course now you video I've been interested in so it's really it's nice to with my heart's on that I it was the in the mixture all from the videos here it's serious yeah it's well, and we'll get video did right because I have one I got mine right now bit end right there that's the thing would give feedback and of course no awkward like if you're yes I'm going so it's certainly be learners and get a little people seem like these little dessert for sure but it's I'm gonna I guess as a Disney process that I'm going to keep an internet it loves Twitter like I was like just so but it's because I'm not no it is what we it will do with feet we choose
so we will check out and maybe even so absolutely right source I'm like plus
did you well, it's like no TV.
It's so you ask it's hard. You know, it's like it's like
people that